What up, fight fans? Welcome in. And look, I know we're coming in and UFC 330. It wasn't the most exciting main event. It wasn't the most exciting co-main event at women's strawweight. But Matty, for what you and I do, you've said this before. Any card is as good as the money we can win, the betting opportunities we have. This card this weekend, UFC Sacramento, I honestly think it's a better betting card than UFC 330 was.
Too.
A couple of your favorite guys on the card, so we are so excited. I think our fans that are here lined up at the door, they've got a good one. So I'm going to bring in my guy, the man, the myth, the long shot legend, Matt Tanner. Matty, I got to ask you how you're doing because I know you've been a little bit busy here on the channel doing some new stuff. Tell the people about that and how you're doing as well tonight.
I'm doing good, bro. We just launched Show Me the Money Pod, boys. We relaunched it. If you guys want to check it out, here, let me see if I can pull it up. But it is now live on YouTube, the new era. It's with Jason Anik, who's John Anik's brother.
Right.
It's also on my YouTube channel, guys. So if you're on my channel watching, it's collabed with my channel. But Tai Tuivasa came on, talked about his fight with Robels de Spain, and we talked about American Top Team and Islam and Carlos Prates, Kenzie Dern, Dean Thomas, and we talked about everything, bro. So go check that out, guys. And last but not least, we're live right now on Whatnot, and they're selling 100 spots starting at $1 for card break. So if you guys can multitask, go check that out. You probably have about 40 minutes left until the spots fill out, and then they're going to start breaking.
Yeah, it is multitasking season, man. I usually at this time of year I got multiple fantasy drafts going. We got that stuff going on. Guys, really, if you love the show with Moicano and Gilbert, check it out with Jason Anik. Jason's been a rock star filling in sometimes on the Anik Florian pod, and then Tai Tuivasa is a hoot, bro. He is hysterical. And well worth whatever it is that you're paying him. Hopefully way more than you pay me because he's well worth it in terms of entertainment value. So I can't wait to check out that first episode myself after I've been getting ready for this guy tonight. Yeah. I agree with our guy Gucci one for coming out. So check that out. Show Me the Money Pod, different stuff. You know how to find that stuff on social media with us at this point with the Home of Fight family. But now, we'll dive in. We've got to talk about UFC Sacramento. We got 13 fights on this card. Holy God, do we have a lot of chalk on this card, Matty? Like, I'm talking prohibitive types, a couple of nice little pick'em fights in there mixed in as well. I think it's a real good one in the betting streets, which is what you and I really care about. So what's your pulse on the card? And, like, how are the cycle vibes as of Wednesday?
Yeah, bro. First of all, I cannot believe last week's missed. I knew as soon as Mackenzie Dern didn't get – bro, you know what's crazy is round one. I was like, it can't be this easy, right? She gets that rear naked choke at the end of round one. I think we needed probably 10 to 20 seconds more for her to finish that choke. But you know how it goes, bro. As soon as that submission isn't secured, then you're like, no, it's not hidden. And then we had probably 2 or 3 more chances at it. By the way, 2 knee bar attempts. I'm not a jiu-jitsu nerd, but I'm pretty sure those are knee bar attempts that she went for against Jillian. I had 500 to win 20K on that, 40 to 1 long shot. So if she would have finished one of those knee bars, I literally would have won 120,000. But that's how close it is in the sport. It is what it is. We move on to next week. I do like this Sacramento card. I've been toying with a few cycle options. Hopefully I can get there on some of them by the end of this show when we break down. Yeah. Because I like to go through it with you. But, man, there's some good submissions on this one as far as, like, the numbers.
Yeah, I hope you didn't listen to me last week because 330 was definitely one of my worst pay-per-view cards of the year as well. And look, you and I were split in that Jillian. I like Jillian at the money line angle in that fight. And honestly, man, it was maybe seconds into that fight where just physically it looked like the ladies were in different weight classes. And then Mackenzie was actually doing a nice job with her takedowns.
And she was able to the speed and power on the feet, bro.
Right.
I don't want to make excuses for Jillian. Maybe I don't know if she had a bad weight cut or something was going on with Dean Thomas behind the scenes, but, like, was it just me or, like, her punches looked so bad? Like, I thought she was a better striker than that. But, I mean, she could have landed a clean right hand on the chin. I don't think it would have done anything. She had no pop on her shot. She had no speed on the feet. She couldn't close distance. I mean, it was a pretty bad performance.
It kind of looked like the aggression just wasn't there. Like that, some of the nastiness, like some of the
minute the bell rang, bro, Mackenzie just came out with so much confidence and speed and aggression. I was almost scared she was going to get a knockout when the first round started. I was like, damn, is she going to get her first knockout?
Yeah.
And Jillian just had nothing for her. I mean, her best success was late round 5. I felt like.
Yeah, absolutely. It was not a great performance, and then you see what's kind of happened with Jillian's coaching staff after that, and you kind of see, okay, maybe there's a little bit of dysfunction and stuff. My guys at the Goat Shed can show better. In fact, we got a couple of Goat Shed guys on this card. But in the interest of time, rather than you guys listening to us lament our poor bets, shout out Coway Fernandez, not a good one from me. Matty, I got to be so careful when I cross that 3-unit threshold. It has not served me well in 2025. I loved Coway in that fight, and
I bet him like 5 minutes before the fight. And dude, I was cooking on the prelims, and then usually it's the opposite. Usually I get cooked on the prelims, and then the main card I heat up. Yeah. It was the opposite, and I was like, that's just how the night's going right now. I mean, Fernandez literally did the only thing you can't do against Jalen Turner is get reckless and spin around, leave your hands down against a power puncher in round 1. But I think Fernandez wins that fight 5 out of 10 times. But it was just like you gave Jalen his win path right in round 1. It was great.
Right. It was almost more of a slip than I think he was bothered by the initial shot. But the problem is you put yourself in a terrible position for Jalen to throw ground and pound, and it's like. Yeah. If he gets free shots of any sort of duration, Jalen Turner's the man. Like I told you, I bet him in 11 fights before that. Yeah, shout out Muhammad Ali. I don't know if you guys were tapped in for the Contender Series. Matty, you took the night off, which was a great decision because a lot of people.
You know what? Nobody knows this, but I did. I took the whole night off. I was actually sleeping. I was so behind on sleep. Yeah. I woke up like halfway through the card, and I'm like watching the fights. I'm just laughing. I'm like, I would have had the KO there. He almost got it in the first 60 seconds. Then he gets submitted in round 2. And then I'm like, all right, I got to bet the main event. I threw a band on the underdog in the main event.
Yeah.
And I thought he was up 2-0 on the scorecards. I thought that guy had nothing for him. He's just a big talker. I think he's good. But, that dude's nasty, bro. He fights so well off his back foot. Who does it remind you of off their back foot? I'm trying to think. There was a good comparison.
Oh, you're talking about Brito?
Brito off his back foot. It's kind of like O'Malley-esque in a way where he's fighting off his back foot and he's just landing clean.
Yeah.
And casual fans are like, oh, he's down on the scorecards. I'm like, what are you watching? Just because someone's on their back foot doesn't mean they're losing the fight.
Yeah. I mean, Namo Fazil pushes everyone on their back foot. I was worried about.
It's true. There's no way he was minus 300.
He was like a live favorite, but the actual official scorecards that came out had Brito ahead, and I think that was the right. I think
was it 2-0 in every judge, or just 1 or 2?
2 of them had 2-0. One of them had.
That's how I saw it. I thought round 2 was close though.
And by the way, Matty, I was looking so live. I had Brito split at 18-1, and I thought I had it, dude. I thought I had it. And then that was worth it for a piece of history. But yapping aside, it was a great card. Contender Series is awesome. Make sure to check out my stuff on X at Swaim3. I do a full breakdown of all Contender Series fights coming in.
You guys got to check that out. Austin went up, I think, 3.5 units.
Yeah,
on the home. It was, I don't know if it was on Twitter or Home Fight, but Austin puts out his full Contender Series breakdown on every fight. I read through it. It was very good. So you guys check that out next time he tweets it.
I appreciate that, man. And we'll see if I can do a little bit better than I did last week on the actual bright lights. Starting with this first fight up here at women's strawweight, we got Chanel Dyer. All of a sudden, a budding star, I guess. She knocks out Ravenna Oliveira in England. Now she gets Elise Reed, which, Matty, this was my introduction that Elise Reed was still on the UFC roster, which doesn't bode well for how I feel about her. But, I mean, it's women's strawweight. A lot of weird things can happen. Do you think Reed is a live dog here, or is this night starting pretty easily with Chanel Dyer in some fashion?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think Elise Reed has any chance. I remember when I was at the Apex card when she fought Denise Gomez, and I had the submission, and fucking Gomez got the left hook to ground and pound.
That was nasty.
But, man, anyone with any sort of submission game, bro, I'm auto betting against Elise Reed here. And that brings me here to Dyer. Submission's the longest outcome for Dyer. Her decisions plus 210, her KOs plus 125. The submissions plus 450, bro.
Really? Yeah, there's absolutely a chance. And that's why
professionally for her. So she does have some finishes though, bro. I mean, inside the distance is probably even money here. Plus 110 or no. Wow, minus 150. That's brutal.
Yeah, I just saw that fight to not go the distance is -210. Reed's got a pretty high percentage of fights ending inside the distance. 1, 2. Okay,
Bro,
so all 5
by
of her
the way,
UFC
shout out
losses
to
inside.
Jeremiah Wells. We got to give Jeremiah Wells his love, bro.
Yes, I was talking actually with our producer Jake
I
about
was
that.
so happy to see that in Philly for him, bro. I had
Yeah.
this fight to end by sub, and I'm like begging for oral by to get it, and then Wells pulls it out of his ass out of nowhere in round 3. That was insane.
Yeah, there is only one fight in the top 15 I think makes any sense for him, and that's Kevin Holland. Because if they make him fight Amosov, dude, that's just so mean.
Yeah.
I hope they don't make him do it, but who knows? Maybe he can pull a rabbit. I mean, you and I both think Oral By is really good,
I mean,
but
I would take Amosov round 1 sub in that matchup.
yeah, I tend to agree a little bit. It's a step up for sure, but I think at this point, like I just mentioned, Reed, all 5 of her UFC losses inside the distance, the pulse of submission danger. Like I heard a guy on Twitter that I was talking back and forth with that was like, oh, this Dyer number is crazy. She's attempted 12 takedowns in UFC. I think she has the upside to sit in guard and win this fight by ugly, terrible decision at worst. At best, this is a girl we've seen in PFL. She had to face Carol Foro in their contender series. Foro throws bricks for hands, dude. Like Carol Foro's power is absolutely unbelievable when she got dropped. I really don't think she's chinny at all. And like Reed is just a foundational boxer. To me, she feels like an old era strawweight.
Yeah.
Dyer is much larger. She's more diverse on the feet. I think she does have the grappling upside here. I don't know if I can get there with the submission, but like you can't.
I can't do it. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, you can't rule it out against Reed. That's for sure.
One thing that's interesting with the chat, I was just looking at this. I mean, Reed is 6-0 on the cards. That's insane for her level.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Chanel Dyer KO here at plus 125, bro. Maybe ground and pound.
Now that I think, so I'm thinking, do I like KO at plus 125 or sub at plus 475 better? I probably would have them a little bit closer, but not super tempted to bet either.
Yeah.
But I just can't get there. Like, I understand the women's strawweight decision underdog angle. Like, I live by it for the most part. But Reed is giving up severe reach. She's more of a boxer when Dyer's able to put numbers out there with her feet. She's averaged great volume so far. Dyer almost 8 significant strikes per minute landed. How does Reed win this decision? It's like a worse version of the Melissa Martinez, fight. So it's like, Reed is not winning. I think the world of Carol Foro. I think that girl is going to knock so many of these women's 115ers out. And the fact that Dyer was still standing, she got the contract. I think she moves to 2-1 in the UFC. And I don't have a strong lean at those numbers, but I would not call a dog shot like we saw last week in the first fight of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going Dyer KO here for final answer for me.
Yeah.
I just think Reed is just not durable enough for me to take a decision shot at plus 210.
Yeah. And the long layoff, it's just asking for a lot of trouble. And it feels like Dyer's getting a little bit of a live crowd pump. So we'll move on here. We'll talk about this next one up at middleweight which we kind of know what's going to happen in that first fight. This one, anybody's. All bets seem to be off with Jackson McVeigh and Wes Schultz. How about the double Jesus aesthetic here with the guys with long hair? They fight differently, but they kind of have that laid back, throw caution to the wind, early excitement type of style. Means it probably is a pretty good one. McVeigh minus 186 favorite here, Matty. Who do you like and why?
Yeah. I mean, this is tough. It's either McVeigh KO or Schultz sub, I would think. I mean, McVeigh is some decent grappling, but like it's just different level if it does go to the mat here.
Yeah.
I do think that Schultz, you can't take much away from his Damian Pinas fight. That dude's just a monster.
Yeah.
And Mansour Abdul Malik is a beast too, but we saw what just happened, so I guess that loss doesn't age that well.
Right.
So it's kind of tough here. I mean, I think McVeigh could get like a 1-2 KO, but I could see Schultz I think Schultz round 2 submission feels right for me.
So is that your official lead then? Interestingly enough, this is the fight we don't have props for at Hard Rock because they probably don't know what to do yet. But
yeah,
did you notice that?
Yeah, no, I did notice that. I was looking at it today. I was wondering what the Schultz sub would be. What's it on Fan? Let me check FanDuel.
Oh yeah, let's see if we got. I didn't see any. Yeah, no prelim prop there. Let me see. Caesars is typically kind of good about UFC props pretty early in the week. Happy to give shout.
Nothing on FanDuel either.
Yeah, Caesars
What do
only
you
has
think?
the
I'm thinking
total.
Schultz sub maybe plus 250, 300 range.
Yeah. If anything more than that would be kind of egregious when we saw the split that the split Ramiz Brahimaj had last week where he was like minus 135 money line and plus 150 sub. It shouldn't be bigger than that because I kind of feel like Schultz is sub or bust here.
Yeah, no, I'm with
Spends
you.
too much. Yeah.
I don't think he can control him either. Like he's got to. I don't think he could like grapple his way to a decision.
Now, maybe I'm not particularly like well prepared. Was this an amateur fight that these guys fought before we got a competition that
Yeah, I assume so. McVeigh was 20.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
That's a good talk in the chat.
It was a 41-second armbar, and yeah, and at that point McVeigh was 20, and Wes Schultz was Schultz at that point was like 26, so a little bit closer to his prime.
Yeah.
Are
you getting that? There's construction upstairs. Are you hearing that, or is it fine?
No, it's fine. I don't hear anything.
It's annoying as shit to me, though.
They're building out those brand new studios for Show Me the Money.
Yeah. Full office buildings, so they're doing a bunch of shit here.
Yeah, I don't think you could take a ton away from that. Now, McVeigh, though, he was caught on the ground by Bruno Silva at his UFC debut, and then I thought he was winning the fight against Zachary Reese when in the second round, Reese, another black belt, was able to grab something. So, I would hope, like, if it's plus 300, then you can kind of hedge out of whatever position you like. But I really kind of do like McVeigh here. I don't think that the Schultz skill set is particularly versatile, where I really never have good luck with those guys that are kind of rolling off their back, rolling for leg locks. And what's horrifying to me is he was losing to Ben Johnston in the third round of their fight together. I don't know if Ben Johnston's any good at all. The Abdul Malik losses are not aged appropriately. You can't really do anything with the Piñas fight. And McVeigh's resume doesn't have a lot of like, oh, that doesn't make much sense either. So the line is probably wide in general, but I would straight pick McVeigh in this spot. And I don't really see a path to over 1.5 rounds, even though the under is incredibly juiced because McVeigh's just been caught before. And I don't think Schultz is a guy. I mean, he quit very early against Piñas. So yeah. I just don't.
He knew he had nothing for him when he couldn't get takedowns.
Right. Someone's asking, only 7 weeks until Mickey Gall, Cedric Dumas. Have I ran my model? I have not, but it is model eligible. So we'll see what it says for that sloppy show at 185.
What is the under 1.5 juice to?
Minus 180.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive for a 1.5 line, but it's not reasonable.
What's funny is like usually I try to use the total. I'll be like, oh, that's really good news for this fighter. I don't know which one.
I like? You know what I like a lot, bro? Depending on the price, is just fight to end in round 2. I think that 1.5 line is going to be super sweaty. I think McVeigh probably has success late round 1, gets to the bell, and round 2, someone gets finished. I love either fighter to win in round 2, maybe like a 1-2-3 parlay.
Yeah. I just double checked. So Schultz's takedown accuracy is pretty poor. It's 21%. McVeigh has is that he's yet to defend one. You
know what I'm thinking, bro? A 1-2-3 parlay. We need a good round 1, but we go McVeigh Schultz ends round 2, RoboCop Mendez ends round 3.
Oh shit!
And then we take a round 1. What's his name? Minus 150 by knock. It's like minus 200 round 1. It's
Anthony Wint.
Yeah.
I'm down for Anthony Wint round 1. A little bit of a spoiler, but not really. But we'll get to that fight in a minute. Yeah, I could definitely be down with that 1-2-3 parlay. Maybe somebody will send it in as a super chat and get $50 stake to it. We'll see if they're paying attention at home. So, we got a good question. I like to give this stuff out. What's a good sports book to use in Texas? The prediction markets have really expanded a lot of this. You can do moneyline parlays at Kalshi. You can use Novig, code Matty. You can get your
Polymarket, Novig, and Kalshi.
Yeah.
If you want to support all code Matty, I use all 3 of them in Florida.
As well as there are some offshore books that I won't name by specifically, but you can Google and probably figure out a few of those. Or you can make a phone call or two to some family members and potentially still access DraftKings. like when I forget what number it was. It was Izgak Mayev when he was like 12-1 by KO. I made a call right after we got off the show that day. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need you to do something.
Yeah, I had to make a call for that Mackenzie Dern knee bar.
Right. That's always fun.
I still can't believe I had a chance at that twice, bro.
She really does kind of have a tendency to hunt for it. And dude, I'm still amazed that fight looked that way and did not end by submission, because the rare times that Mackenzie had top time against girls before that, it was over in seconds.
Yeah.
So shout out, I guess, Jillian for defending that. But we'll move forward here. Let's take a look at this next one up at 155. Matty, a couple weeks ago, I posed the question, how good is Gage Young? Because he went all 15 minutes with Quill and Salkild, which is becoming increasingly a tougher thing to do.
And Thiago Moises and Misha Tate and Evan Elder in a decision loss.
Misha Tate?
Masha Tate, not
oh,
Misha.
Masha Tate.
Masha Tate, yeah.
I was like,
pronouncing his name. Yeah, that was contender series against Quill, and that, bro, the guy's durable. That's five straight fights. He either won by knockout or went the whole distance. So
yeah,
Misha Tate. I think I said that the same way like a year ago on the show.
That's perfect. If you just said that and I hadn't addressed it anyway. I don't know if going the distance with Misha Tate would be a good thing for him,
What is this?
do you remember that you had Gage by finish in like a parlay and that you needed it to come home and he's dancing in the Thiago Moises fight?
Good call.
I forgot that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I agree with this. Yeah, so have you gotten a chance to tape Stan Dorsainville, his last minute? Dude, well worth a few minutes to watch him, especially his LFA fight that he came off. Man, this guy is so good and he's so talented. He is freakishly long for the division, and just that it's almost like McMillan pressure, the way that he was breaking down that guy over the course of 3 rounds. He ends up getting the late stoppage there. We got a comment from Peyton. Stan is lethal. I think Dorsainville is absolutely going to be a multi-time UFC winner. He was already in camp for this fight. He was scheduled for August 28th. So it's a little different than what we saw with Chapeline, who I liked but didn't have the cardio to end up finishing that fight off last week. I kind of like Dorsainville at these odds, especially since, dude, on FanDuel, Gage Young's up to minus 166. So Stan is plus 130. I think Stan's longer. It presents to me a lot of the same problems that Salkild did, which is Gage isn't very long for this division. Elder, Dorsainville.
Yeah.
Dude, the pace is crazy. I'm telling you, just throw on the tape. He is a monster when it comes to pace, throwing stuff
His
out
decision
there.
plus 300 has got me.
Yeah. I do like this fight to go the distance. 2 super durable guys. Dorsainville's the bigger guy. Coming in on short notice, I'm not worried about the cardio, so I'm good there. I understand the Gage Young love because I've been on him in a few fights. I do think he's a very quality lightweight in this spot, but I think it's a little bit like the Salkild matchup where the length is a problem here. I'm worried about him getting stuck in bottom position at certain times when Dorsainville's shown the ability to change it up. I just think that Dorsainville at these current odds as they sit, when it gets up to like that minus 160 range, I would play Stan. If it were the odds on the screen, which it might close back to, who knows, the way this market's moving, I probably would just pass altogether. But no model result with Stan making his debut here, but I just I was really, really impressed by his tape. And I think I mentioned it last week with Chapeline. Usually when you get these guys that are short underdogs, it is a very good position to be in on short notice, historically betting wise. We saw Chapeline nearly got the KO in that fight, and he looked really good for the first 9 minutes or so, but that was just too short of notice. I don't feel that way here.
That's fair. Yeah, I really like that decision prop. I just believe in Young's durability. Yeah,
he's so durable. He's so tough, and I honestly think Stan took some good shots in that last. Who was the English kid that he fought? I wouldn't shout him out by name because he was a crazy fight for LFA caliber. Dan Holt, and Dan actually had his moments in top position and success there. So
round 3 is also fucking interesting.
Yeah,
for Stan, bro. Maybe he had just got a round 3 finish, and Young is durable, so like he could just get piled on and lose late, maybe. But I like the decision.
Yeah, I never hate round 3 decision with some of these pace warriors, dude. Think of like McMillan in his fight against Alberto Montes. How mad would you have been if you played decision instead of 3 decision? It's just like when these guys are going to throw that much volume out there, you have to be so cognizant of the fact that they might break a dude by that 3rd round.
Round 3 is 14-1 for Stan.
Oh, shit. He has 2, if you include amateurs, he has 2 round 3 finishes in 9 fights. So
I think I'm going to sprinkle on that 14-1.
Yeah, it'll be the conservative round 3 decision for me. But dude, take Dorsainville and let me know what you think because he's. I was not expecting to be in a position where I'd even consider fading Gage Young at a small number, and I was blown away. I like this guy would be. 155 is kind of on the come up again. Did you see Christian Perez on the Contender Series? He's going to be at Noche. He is so good. Manuel Souza, obviously, we saw a couple weeks ago. It was supposed to be, Cody Steele was initially in here against Gage Young, which with Gage's anti-grappling and defense, I probably would have been on Gage in that fight.
Yeah, I think Cody's just like all in on his jiu-jitsu now, which is good to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been interesting. I wonder what that sub price would have been.
Yeah. I highly doubt we have props on this guy because it's the last minute fight.
No, we do. We do.
What you got? Oh shit, we do. So Stan decision I'm looking is plus 230. Like you said, 18. I got
Stan KO's 11-1. What the fuck?
Yeah, Gage is just so durable.
11-1? Why would I even play round 3 at 14-1? Does he have submissions? He's got a guillotine. He's got quite a few submissions. He's got 5 submissions, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus. Interesting. Yeah, I like round 3 finish.
I think round 3's, but not to make
round 3 subs got to be crazy. I got to take a look.
Not to make you, I'd shop, dude, because round 3 on Caesars is 18-1 for Stan.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think a lot of people think because it's short notice he can't win in round 3, but Matty always eyeing the sub props as the prop.
Yeah. What's his sub is plus 575.
Yeah,
half the price of the KO.
I think correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but when you get a guy as tough as Gage Young, you're automatically thinking sub decision.
Because the subs there, or just the grappling in general.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I might have to sprinkle, bro. I'm gonna be honest on that sub.
You'll have to let me know. Stan is a good time. So we'll move forward here, Matty. We've had some really close competitive matchups since the Dyer one. I'm not sure this is among them here. We got Marcio Barbosa taking on Ryan Cuse, coming off the regional scene, making his debut. They can't find anybody to fight Barbosa against because they had to pull a guy off the regional scene. Fought at bantamweight. He's fought USC alums Kevin Natividad and Cam Smotherman there. So a little bit of a measuring stick. But Matty, Barbosa sent Dennis Bazookia to the shadow realm in his last fight.
KO, bro. One of my favorite KOs.
Yeah, crazy KO, crazy fight. And that's why Marcio probably a big favorite to do it again. So what do you think about this matchup for him?
I mean, this guy went to a split decision with Cameron Smotherman, bro. I think minus 1,000 is a good price on Barbosa. I think that's actually a good parlay piece. I just don't really see any path for him to lose.
I'm with you. Barbosa's gas is a little questionable past that 7 to 8 minute mark, but really, really
difficult. I mean, Cruz has never been KO'd, which is a good guy to feed to Barbosa, I guess. But
yeah, maybe it gets a little interesting if it gets later. I won't stand Smotherman slander. Hey, we got plenty of Smotherman slander for you. I think the worst result too is the Tommy Don. I'm pretty sure he lost to Kevin, who went winless in UFC. And this is the tough part about coming in on short notice is that a lot of his regional experience is at bantamweight. Marcio's not the biggest guy for featherweight, but he hits like a truck. He hits like a lightweight.
Yeah, no doubt.
I certainly think we got a comment. Do I think he could smudge wrestle him? I think that's got to be his game plan is to try to push him up against the fence, try to make it dirty. But Barbosa just has Barbosa, you think in theory that's going to work against him. And then you see the Contender Series, you see the Bazookia fight, who's a pretty good wrestler. And he just has a way of circling back to his footwork, taking the pressure that he's willing to apply and the fire that he's willing to trade in, especially against a guy who fights at 135. I just can't see it. And my problem is going to be finding an angle to play in this fight because if he's minus 1,000, I'm guessing he's minus 400 to win by knockout in the first round. So it's like, how do I play? Do I 5 minutes sweat him out because Cuse is pretty durable and hasn't ever been KO'd? Well, then I'm afraid that Barbosa is not going to win outright because of the cardio concerns regionally. So it's like, I have a really hard time with this fight other than I already parlayed Barbosa when he was minus 800. So I feel like I got good value there.
Yeah. Round 1 KO is minus 500.
No way. Well, we got some numbers at minus 175. I'll see what Caesars is
Or
cooking.
no, I'm sorry. Round 1's minus 170. The KO is minus 500. I think. Hold on.
Oh, like KO in general?
Yeah, the round 1 KO is minus 170. I think that's an insanely good price still, honestly.
Yeah, because of what I'm saying, the equity of round 1 KO is like a lot of what you're thinking with KO. I don't want
Every KO for him is in round 1.
Yeah, I
That's
don't want Barbosa exposure if this fight starts round 2. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, it's insane. It might be square, but I got to go Barbosa went round 1 KO parlay. Call it a day. You get plus 165 on that.
What's the parlay?
Barbosa and Anthony went round 1 KO parlay.
Oh my goodness. It's that
Dude,
high?
It feels free to me.
It certainly couldn't how worried am I if it goes the distance that he'd end up losing? I mean, not particularly because Barbosa's got to be minus 5,000 to win round 1 here.
Yeah.
Sub at 18 to 1 is a little bit sneaky. Is it really that high? Oh my god. It is. Well, I mean, he's got a couple regional subs. One of them was a guillotine, and you think maybe Q's could shoot in this fight.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be a sick beat.
Maybe that's why if I'm between round 1 KO, round 1, I might pay just a tiny little bit of extra juice.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing very well with these, man. I took, you remember Chepo, last El Chapo in Serbia? Did not go well with the round 1 KO. I'm trying to think who it was last week that I played round 1 KO. Didn't end up coming home. Oh, last week was fine. I had Dante Johnson, which that was another vicious knockout. Did you hear that Dante said he doesn't cut weight at all, like for his fights?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's why they think he can go to 170. The problem is the skill just picks up so much when you go down in weight.
By the way, Dante Johnson's a great fade spot in the future, bro.
Yeah, I just wonder if he's not cutting weight, why is his cardio so bad? That's my question.
Yeah, he was looking flustered before he got that knockout.
Right. I was a little surprised that his cardio was so tough with
yeah.
But yeah, it's tough fight to do anything with. Maybe you do a cheeky parlay like the win one like you're talking about, but
yeah.
Dante Johnson, future flyweight champ. You guys are too funny. All right, let's move forward here. We got another lightweight battle on the docket here, Matty. Closest fight on the card: Nazrat Hakparas taking on our guy Chris Taco Padilla. Nearly a pick'em with Nazrat coming off a little bit of a layoff since the Salkild lost. Taco 5-fight unbeaten streak in UFC himself. So two really good guys here, Matt. What do you think of this matchup as they go head to head against each other?
I'm a big Taco guy, bro. I'm going with Padilla. I kind of like the decision at plus 250. But yeah, I like Taco here on the money line.
This is the first model result of the night, bro, and I've got Padilla minus 148 in this spot. So I really like Taco compared to consensus, which is a little surprised because Nazrat's got really efficient striking metrics, but the momentum that Padilla has is certainly well worthwhile. And I think the important thing is we saw Nazrat on his back against Dan Hooker. I think Padilla's got upside to wrestle here. And, Nazaret's not the easiest guy to wrestle in the world, but long layoff. Jared Gordon and him had that back and forth brawl. He didn't even really shoot in that fight. But I will never forget Hakparas on his back against Hooker, thinking if I get like a good grappler, which was like my basis for why I played Salkild against him. And then, of course, Salkild lands the head kick. So I like Taco's
That's a tough one to look back at.
Yeah.
Taco round 2-3 KOs 12-1 and 14-1.
Let me check our prop market here so I've got Taco decision
good
plus 214. I've got the KO plus 495 and then the sub plus 807.
Oh my, Taco round 2-3 finish is the same price. Is that a messed up number? Or they're saying he has no submission equity? What am I missing? Let me check another site.
I am Taco ITD in terms of value because I'm just a little bit behind his decision prop, at least on hard.
They just gave a bad KO number for round 2, 3. That's what it is.
Oh, I see.
The round betting, yeah. FanDuel has 12-1 and 19-1 on Taco round 2, 3 finish.
I do like Taco in a dogfight here. Late finish. KO plus 600. That's a better number than we're seeing at Hard Rock. We're seeing plus 475 at Hard Rock.
Yeah.
So if 6-1, that is an outstanding number if you can get your hands on that.
For sure. Mookie Betts just hit a homer for the Dodgers, boys. I got -1.5.
Oh, for Dodgers -1.5?
Yeah, I took it live. They're up 2-0 now.
Yeah. I had a couple of WNBA things live tonight, and of course foul trouble sold it like it always does. But yeah, you've been there in the NBA. But
yeah.
Interestingly enough, man, I've got this fight 59% likely to go the distance, so -144. I'm probably going to be ahead of odds makers. Yeah, it's -164, and I really do like Taco of these two if we're going to play anybody by finish. But isn't it a little weird that he's a dog here? I don't feel like this is a spot where a lot of people are going to take.
I'm confused by it. I mean, I feel like it should be close to a pick 'em, but I would have him as a small favorite. Especially now not coming off the head kick lost.
This comment is very interesting because it was about to be what I said, is that Taco was robbed in that fight in Miami at 327 because number one, he won the fight. And number two, it was arguably his best performance. He landed 147 significant strikes against Markel Medeiros. So we'll talk about on this card. Not the easiest guy to hit. Very fast, really good footwork around the outside. Padilla pressured him down, walked him down, was able to get the decision. And I don't know what the scorecards were doing because I thought it was arguably 30-27 Taco. A couple of judges scored it 28-28. So
yeah, that's true.
Maybe there's like a perception, especially among sharps, that this is a buy low spot for Nasrat after the Sal killed KO, or maybe giving him a pass for it. But you look at Nasrat's last few wins. The Ribovics fight, he got outstruck. It was a split decision. Jared Gordon was a split decision that went his way. Jamie Malarkey chinned in the first round. Sounds just about right. And then Landon Quinones on short notice, John McDessie. So it's like we kind of don't have a good measuring stick on him at lightweight against this new phase of lightweight. And Taco's not a guy that I'm actively going out of my way to fade.
Yeah, I love Taco.
Yeah, if it was a different number, maybe we go there in the safe parlay. But I just haven't put it out because actually the number is getting bigger. I even see plus 105 out there for Taco Padilla right now, which is crazy to me that there's a plus sign. But we'll move forward here. We'll talk about the next closest fight on the card. We got Shamil, the Big Meal Gaziv, taking on Kennedy in Zechiku. Matty, this is one of 3 heavyweight fights on the card. Just what we needed was more heavyweight slop. Gaziv looking to avenge a second-round KO loss to Brando Pericic, and then Kennedy and Zechiku coming off a setback against Marcus Buchecha in just a weird, dumb fight, all things considered. So what do you think of this matchup with Gaziv? A little surprising line to me, I'll be honest with you. -148 here against Kennedy.
You thought he'd be a bigger favorite?
I thought Kennedy would be favored here.
Oh, wow. Here's what I'll say, though, about Gaziv is he fought like an idiot and looked like shit against Waldo.
Yeah.
But I had Brando in the last fight against Shamil, and I thought Shamil actually had a good performance. Like, yeah, he got put away late in round 2, but he made me sweat, bro. I thought, like, his chin looked better. His pace looked good. I actually kind of feel like this is a buy low spot on Shamil after 2 KO losses against a guy that's just a smaller heavyweight.
Interesting, dude.
I think it's a buy low spot on him, and I'm not even a Shamil guy, so I'm a little torn here.
Yeah, I love Kennedy, dude. I've got him -152. I think he's the
long shot for the Dodgers, baby.
Oh, really? They have 3-0?
4-0.
Oh, shit. Easy money, it sounds like. I should have been betting Dodgers -1.5 instead of WNBA. But I love Kennedy in this spot, dude, just because the one thing I'm super concerned about with Gaziv is I think his gas tank is bad and getting worse. Like, the pace he fought with it against Pericic was very, very high, but he was done maybe 4.5 minutes into that fight, pushing that type of pace. And now Kennedy is a little bit more of a plotter. He's not going to push a Pericic sort of pace, so you could get more longevity from that. But like, I feel like Kennedy's the longer guy at distance. I know that he's got a 5-inch reach edge. Kennedy works really well behind his jab. His entry-level takedown defense against Gaziv, who tried to wrestle guys like a Jairzinho Rosenstrike, guys like a Dontel Mays. Kennedy's is 80%. It's very good on paper. Buchecha only went 3 of 13 on takedowns against him. The one thing I don't trust about Kennedy a little bit is his chin can be kind of iffy and Gaziv can crack. But other than that, I feel like Kennedy's skill for skill, and especially deeper into this fight. Like, if we get to round 3, both guys are still standing, I might live bet Kennedy finish if I can find it, like on Poly Market or something, because Gaziv is just really falling off a cliff and he's aging, so it's probably not going to get better. So I really like Kennedy here, and I think a sneaky angle, we've seen Kennedy grab that guillotine on Devin Clark. I think Kennedy's sub. Is it crazy? Like, anecdotally, my model doesn't like it, but the model actually likes Kennedy decision. It's got it plus 287.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What does it have it at?
Plus 287.
Jeez.
I've got Kennedy a big favorite here, so.
Kennedy by decision plus 650, bro.
I'll be there.
Yeah, that's insane.
It actually likes Gaziv by points at plus 500 too, because that's just a big number when these guys are, by heavyweight standards, don't have huge analytics.
Bro, I kind of see Kennedy grabbing the neck up against the cage too.
Yeah, Kennedy is such a weird fighter because he can look like a world beater one fight and then just look absolutely horrible the next.
Yeah, that's fair.
Huge difference in it's a good point that Gaziv has had to fight Waldo and he had to fight Perry. You guys probably remember well, I'm not really a Pericic guy. Matty is much more than I am, but that Waldo fight's no joke. You know, the KO of Thomas Peterson. It's like Shamil's losing to tough guys, but he's also beating cans. So it's really hard to level set there.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I forgive Kennedy fully for the Walter Walker thing because everyone gets caught by the heel.
Yeah.
not a factor for. In fact, if Shamil rolls for a heel hook here, I'll be ecstatic if he gives Kennedy top position like that.
Yeah.
But I'll be on Kennedy money line again here. Taco and Kennedy are the two guys I really, really like compared to their odds this weekend.
Yeah, that's a good comment by chat, bro.
Lucas Breadsticks. But I know we can do that, but then Breshke beat Walter. So, by the way, how fast is Walter?
That doesn't count, bro. That was an out of shape pre-Walter Walker Walter.
If they rematch today, how quick is Walter getting the heel hook? Sub 30 seconds, right?
Very quick, yeah.
Yeah.
7-1 on BK, boys.
I'm gonna have to make a phone call. I like that number a lot for Kennedy. But why don't we? That was the featured prelim. So why don't we take a break here? We'll pay a couple of. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I don't know. Do we have this out of order? Am I out of sorts? I'm out of sorts. Yeah, this is the featured prelim here, and it's a very, very good one at featherweight. Le'Veon Douglas taking on Jamal Emmers, Matty. Le'Veon Douglas has looked like an unstoppable, brutal force so far in two Octagon appearances. He's moving up the rankings very quickly to get a guy like Jamal Emmers, who, like, I forgot how successful Emmers has been in UFC, like, overall. But it's a tough task going against Douglas and that power jab that seems to drop everybody in his way. Yeah. He's minus 400 here, Matty. Do you think this is a spot where Douglas collects another body in the first round?
Absolutely, bro. If Nate the Train's knocking you out in round 1, this motherfucker is putting you out cold. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know it's square and everyone's going to be on it, but I don't think it matters, bro. This dude is not a fraud. If this dude's a fraud, then I give up because I know he's not knocking out the highest quality guys, but just look at the eye test, bro. Look how powerful and good this guy is.
Yeah.
I will be shocked if he doesn't get him out of there early.
Man, I did not realize Emmers was 37. I was like, can that be right? But he had that long layoff with the knee injury. And
yeah,
it definitely feels like the UFC would prefer Douglas continues to look just like out of this world. And like, I get that. And you and I were talking back and forth because I have not made up my mind in this fight. But I'm looking back at Douglas and I look and he's faced Julian Erosa and he's faced Cam Teague and he's faced Javier Reyes. And I'm like, these guys all have glass chins. And like you said, Emmers proved to be a little bit fragile in that Nate Landwehr fight. And you look at the rest of Emmers' strength of schedule, it's not a lot of guys that hit like Le'Veon Douglas. So it feels like the script here is round 1 KO. and like a big highlight moment in front of the crowd in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of conviction in Emmers. I haven't bet him. I don't have a model result in this fight because Douglas has been in there for like a couple of minutes or something. Like he's barely fought so far.
Yeah.
And generally, you do not want to get in the way of guys who have like an 11% knockdown rate, which is what Douglas is rocking so far. So,
Yeah. Any of those come against Juicy J.
yeah, so it's interesting because I was talking to you about it and I was like just working through it with you, and then I just now on the screen saw Emmers was 37, and then I think back to the Landwehr fight. I know it feels square. What is Douglas round 1 KO here? It's plus 125.
No way.
At least on FanDuel it is.
That's crazy, bro. Oh, I mean, dude, that's a 3-legger, 3 round 1 KO parlay.
That almost makes me want to play Douglas 2-3 KO.
Yeah. No,
like, why are they giving out a plus sign there?
I know. Emmers maybe get some control time. I don't know.
But in general, we've seen Douglas go the distance on the regional scene. And by the way, I really don't want to get in the way of those Cub Swanson guys at Bloodline, man. They're on a roll. My guy plus 165 for round 1 KO on Fanatics. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Like, in general, I don't want to get in their way, but I just posed to Matty. I was like, maybe Douglas doesn't have the craziest power in the world as much as he's had some chinny guys. But I want to be very clear here. He's not a fraud. Like, his jab is so quick. The way he throws in combination, he'll rip the body. Like, some of his regional stuff where he's gone longer into the fight is actually even more impressive, to a point where I think people talk about his power so much they forget about how good of a fighter he is. Yeah. And Emmers has been a guy that's fought on tight margins. Jamal's not really a power threat, evidenced by the fact he wasn't able to, get Hyder Emil out of there, and Emil's chin seems to have failed him.
Oh, for sure.
And you look at the rest of Jamal Emmers wins, and there's just not a lot doing here. So, I have come down off my position, which is why we do this show together, so we can talk through it. I was like, maybe Douglas isn't a round 1 KO threat here, but it is kind of hard to see his momentum getting stifled by a guy this old and that has had some of these shortcomings.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of those Douglas losses were back in the day. Chepe in 2018, 2017. I mean, he did get head kicked back in 2023 in LFA, but he's been on a tear since then, all round 1 and 2 knockouts.
Emmers got head kicked too. It was Arosa on the Contender Series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, bro. I mean, this card could be very straightforward or it could be crazy, but there's so many early finishes for the big favorite, it looks like.
Don't say that. Douglas got a Hey, are you just saying that, Peyton, because I'm a little bit skeptical at this point?
That's a bad comparison, bro. They don't fight anywhere near.
They don't fight the same, and can I just be
Carlos is way more patient, and he's not as big. Like, he's way more versatile.
At this stage in their careers, Douglas is a significantly better prospect than Prates was.
Okay.
But Prates has gotten so much better recently, especially in his. You guys were able to see the special, but I remember the guy that was losing to Trevin Giles in his UFC debut. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But obviously, and by the way, I've told you guys before, Matty and I are going to be the black guy and the white guy clasping hams meme. That's us betting Prates by KO against Islam.
Please,
because
what Prates said today, he's like, I know he's trying to get in the fight, but he's like, I promise on everything to all my friends, family, supporter. He's like, I will knock out Islam Makhachev. I believe him. I believe him.
The way Gary was landing with a similar reach, and Ian just doesn't have a lot of power. Yeah. If Prates lands like that, Islam has shown kind of he can get stunned a little bit. Yeah. I was not impressed with Islam's performance.
I was more impressed with Gary's performance than Islam.
Me too. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like, okay, if Prates can stay safe in some of these hold you against the cage positions.
Bro, good. Sorry, good.
I was going to say 2, 3, 4 KO for Prates in that fight is so live because he's going to get up off the stool and he'll have an opportunity. Islam's a little bit tired and his power carries deep into the fight.
Yeah. Bro, and the other thing I'll say, I was going to say, I'm blanking now. What were we talking about on Prates? I can't remember. I'm blanking now. But Protez stuns Islam. Islam's gonna be shooting for his life to his legs.
Yeah.
And then it just really depends. But like, here's the thing about Protez. He just has to avoid the early submission. Like he can get taken down. I remember the Leon Edwards fight when Leon had his back. He just don't give a fuck. He's like, all right, next round's gonna start on the feet, and then boom. I mean, I'm telling you, boys, I will put my biggest bet of all time in on Protez KO in that Islam fight if it happens.
And the number is going to be so good. It's going to be like 4 or 5 to 1 minimum. It's going to be so good. Yeah, dude. I mean, Protez is definitely going to be like a plus 180 or higher dog against his.
Yeah, I think he'll be like plus 150, 180, but I don't think the KO is going to be that drastically different because I think his win path. I think the KO will be like plus 250.
I mean, based on what I saw Saturday, Gary was very close to a decision. I think Protez could win a decision if Islam's just going to hold him for.
I think low key the UFC wants that too.
Yeah,
like Islam is big. He's got a good audience, but like you want the cigarette smoking king as the face of the UFC, bro. He will be the face. He will be the #1 star in the entire UFC if he knocks out Islam.
And I do think Protez can beat Islam. I also think Morales is the tougher fight for Islam. Just because of his size. I think he's a tougher fight for Islam than Protez. But I do think Protez is very, very live.
Yeah.
But we're talking about a fight that's not even Douglas because you've already convinced me it's Larry Douglas. I really do kind of like that. When Douglas round 1 KO is plus 150 or something on these books, and then KO in general is minus 180 or so, that feels like take the 2-3 value because Emmers is a veteran. He can grapple, he can clinch. And I think Douglas's power can carry. He knocked out Reyes in the second round.
Yeah.
That feels to me like a spot where the public's going to slam Douglas round 1 KO and it actually happens 2 or 3.
Fair enough.
But either way, I'm good if you throw Douglas KO into the cycle. You convinced me.
What sucks is the price is just bad on Hard Rock. It's like I see minus 150s out there and it's minus 180, but
yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, Emmers took a tiny bit of money, so we'll see. We'll see if that evolves and grows. But let's speaking of money, let's pay a couple of bills here so I can tell you guys about easily one of the best things we got going for Home of Fight picks right now. Because look. You can read my write-up. I'm just guessing on these guys on the Contender Series. You know what it feels like isn't guessing? That's Nolan and Hayjive who continue to print on the Contender Series. Another 4.5 units for Nolan on the Contender Series. He has continued this torrid summer stretch. He's won 6 weeks in a row. Hayjive is crushing it with the DFS stuff as well. I told you these guys were going to heat up. You didn't listen to me. Now's your chance to get in on the action. You can go to Home Fight Picks on Instagram or visit winnable.com/HOF Picks. Or you can visit homefight.com. A lot of different ways to find the picks here. Use code HOF for 7 days free at checkout. Don't let the boss man know, but you could get 2 Dana White Contender Series cards for free in that period. You could get an additional UFC card. You could do 2 UFC cards. Whatever you want to do, you could get it. These guys will have some plays for PFL Tampa this weekend as well, which, by the way, I don't know if you've seen, Matty. There's no odds out there anywhere for PFL yet for Tampa, and it's like in 3 days. Yeah. So we're doing great.
I was going to say, by the way, I got to shout out Nolan. He won 4.5 units on Contender Series. Right. Nolan is as hot as anyone in the industry right now. So
yeah, 6 weeks in a row, like of the main UFC cards, and then the Contender Series stuff is up over 6 units total. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Yeah, he's been crushing it. So join in with the Home of Fight Picks guys, the true pros there. We also are sponsored by Poly Market here. You deposit $20, you get $50 if you use code FIGHT. That is a total of $70 to trade with. I've talked to you before about the UFC money lines and how you can actually find decent value money lines, even when you get through the trading fees. A lot of times Poly Market has even the best odds available on the market. So check their trade on UFC. You guys probably see the percentages on the official UFC broadcast. You can do it in Texas. You can do it in Florida. You can do it in Vegas. You can do it wherever they are operational in basically every UFC legal U.S. state. There are a couple out there that are being chuds about it, but other than that, Poly Market available in plenty of markets to get in on the action as well. And then also our Repacks by Collectibles team. This is such a cool promotion. We have $1,700 there. That's just for the normal packs. We have chase cards up to $4,500 for repacks by collectibles.com. If you want to get on UFC collectibles, it's kind of like gambling, but it's also kind of like collecting. It's like one of the coolest things we can possibly do. I'm desperately trying to help Matty hit a cycle so I can get another cold card in my hands. It has not happened yet, but we absolutely love ripping cards, and I invite you to do the same. homofightcards.com. Our program through collectibles.com. You can see some of the cards that we have available to chase. Now, Matty, do you want to rip cards now or potentially later, or should we starve the people this week because they haven't earned it?
No, we'll rip, but let's wait a little bit.
Fights left to go, starting with this one at heavyweight. You could call it a fight. I could call it an advertisement for Dana White's Contender Series because we got Anthony Wint taking on Terrence Chapman, who is a UFC newcomer and the brave soul that signed up to fight former New York Jets linebacker Anthony Wint. Matty Wint coming off a 30-second win on the Contender Series where he did not absorb a single significant strike, literally 0 damage. So they turned him around for UFC Sacramento against a guy in Chapman, he's a regional heavyweight. I don't want to say that he can't win fights in UFC definitively, but obviously up a certain creek with no paddle with Wint at minus 1,200 here. Is this fight a formality?
I think it is. Again, there's so many fights where I'm like round 1 KO, round 1 KO, round 1 KO. But it's like, damn, bro, like this dude's just a monster. Like one of these guys aren't going to do it, obviously, but like all 3 of them could too. I mean, Wint could do it. Douglas could do it. Who else?
Barbosa, Marcio Barbosa, bro.
Douglas, Wint, Barbosa.
McVay wouldn't be crazy.
Yeah, there could be a lot of. There could be 4 round 1 finishes before we even get onto like the good part of the main card. It's insane.
Yeah. We got a comment that the common opponent Wint beat him by split decision and Chapman won in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that Wint picked up MMA, basically, minimal amateur career. He started training. What year did he start training? 2021. He started training MMA after a football program. Like, the physicality is the biggest thing here. Like, you see Chapman on tape, he's a little blobby. I can say it as a blob myself. Like, it's our word. He's a little blobby, very traditional heavyweight stuff, looks closer to a Chris Barnett opponent. And Wint is just a physical specimen. Look at the traps on that dude. Anthony Wint is just incredibly, and by the way, I trust his team at Killcliff implicitly. I think it's a great gym. RoboCop has trained there a bunch down there in South Florida. They've had Luke there. They've had RDR there. Like, they got a lot of good big bodies at that gym at Killcliff historically. So, obviously, if you get outside round 1, Wint starts to gas a little, looks a little fraudulent. Maybe you're concerned about it, but I feel like they got this guy just for Wint to run him over because it looks awesome for the Contender Series. And I do think Wint has top 15 potential in this division.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I hate to have it be such a formality, but do I want to Wint ticket in round 2? I don't think it's dead the way. I'm actually more nervous for Barbosa if he gets to round 2 than I am Anthony Wint.
That's fair.
Because Wint has shown the ability to get takedowns, to secure top position, and there's just a mammoth strength difference here. I got to say, this reminds me of when you and I played Raul Rosas by KO. Yeah. The Wint sub here, if he's able to get Chapman's back, who's more of a striker, it's probably going to be a pretty big number. And it's like, I tend to, in these fights, try to play something a little cheesy like that because it's small. Wint sub is plus 650, dude. Maybe shows off the versatility a little bit against a guy who doesn't know what he's doing grappling. I don't know. It's probably doesn't hit at a high clip, but round 1 sub is 8-1. So it's like, I throw a 1/10 of a unit on it, have a little bit of fun. Who knows?
Yeah, that's fair. Guys, question from the chat. We will see Grant Dawson back on the pod. Moicano maybe as a guest, but no, Moicano's done. So Grant Dawson will rotate in though.
I am so ready for Dawson to expose that fraud Alieve, bro, in the Abu Dhabi pay-per-view that they got matched up with. I'm so ready for it. I hate watching that guy fight.
Yeah, I'm excited too. He has a fight, by the way. I can't say what it is, but
you talking about Dawson?
Yeah.
Dude, they announced it on the broadcast last week. He's fighting Nurul Olive at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, he told me a few days before, and I was like, bro, this is the one fight that the UFC wants him to fucking win. I think the whole world, he has such an opportunity. If he can finish that dude,
yeah,
everyone's gonna love him because everyone hates that guy because he just crotch sniffs. Dawson told me on the phone, he's like, bro, he's like, he's like, it's like two crotch sniffers. He's like, but I'll actually go for the finishes. So
yeah. Dude, beware of that ATT guillotine in that spot.
Oh yeah, I told him on the phone. I'm like, bro, train the fuck out of your front tricks. He knows what to do. You know. What do you think that line's gonna be? By the way, I think
I could see Alieve being a favorite because people are thinking that Dawson has the chin problems at distance, but I don't think it matters because that Alieve doesn't fight that way.
Yeah. What card is that? I'm trying to see if it's on.
333.
Oh my god! The fucking Colorado just hit a 2-run single, bro. I'm gonna throw up. Now it's 4-2. I'm still up half a run, but that sucks.
We'll see.
What card is that?
UFC 333 in Abu Dhabi. No odds out yet.
No, yeah. Volkanovski is a pick'em with Evelev, and then Merab is plus 130. That's the only thing on the board right now.
But
like Dawson is a 2-1 favorite. That's crazy. He's not gonna be 2-1 favorite. This guy's never lost, right?
No, it's against a V dude in Abu Dhabi. All you squares are gonna bet Alieve by decision in that fight. Don't pretend like you're not.
Yeah.
But we'll move forward here. We'll see if we can find a not so square angle at this women's flyweight fight. Matty, friend of the show, not really a friend, like we don't have any connection to her, but a girl we bet on a lot. Carly Judice, Crispy Carly, taking on Jaisla Chavez. This is a step up for Chavez coming off a decision win against Eunice Dubin at the Apex a couple months ago. Matty, a lot of faith in our girl Crispy Carly here. She's minus 620 in this spot. What do you think of Carly as she continues to sort of make this UFC charge since the split decision on the Contender Series?
Yeah, I mean, I'm big on this girl. I think she's really good. Let me see what the prop market looks like. This is still the prelims or not? This
is the main card.
Main card, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's crazy. This is on the main.
I've got Judice points plus 120, Judice KO plus 160.
That's literally what the fucking is that your model, or you're saying that's what?
No, that's what.
I was gonna say that's like the same.
I can't model Chavez yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably decision plus 130. I kind of like. I don't really think finish her.
Yeah, it would really. I'd really have to think about it because Chavez gassed pretty bad in that Dubin fight. Which, like, if that's UDC Dubin, and that fight involved theoretically more grappling than this one will, but. The thing about Judice, dude, is the way she works the body just has to sap girls' energy. Like the way, like the knee she threw to finish Nicole Cagliari was just mean, and she'll also throw big looping, hooks to the body. Like she is willing to work all levels. Incredible volume so far. In 9.32 significant strikes landed per minute. Bro, she's been the distance or into the third round 4 times. So this is a huge sample where she's up near 10 significant strikes a minute. Maybe the best pace in all of flyweight, and Chavez just gassed out in her last fight. So I kind of lean 2-3 KO, but would not be surprised by a decision.
I was looking at the 2-3 finishes 550 and 750. 2-3 KO is 650 and 850. I would just take the round props at that difference in price.
I'll take the round props too. GD's a brown belt. Chavez definitely more of a kickboxing background. I feel like if you didn't tap Dubin, it's probably not a good sign that you know what you're doing on the ground. So I agree with you. I think the round props responsible.
For sure.
I got Carly in a parlay south of minus 500, dude. I got crazy CLV. I laid you're gonna laugh so hard because this is so not like me. I laid Dyer, Barbosa, Wint, and Judice in a parlay, bro. It was minus 140 on Sunday. It's minus 189 on FanDuel right now.
You already took it?
Yeah. I
CLV.
Yeah, that was my CLV parlay this week.
Wow.
Just because I didn't quite trust Douglas at that point, and there are a couple other favorites where I'm like I wouldn't throw Fluffy in there. It's too volatile.
Yeah.
Like the mid range is very scary this week of favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't
Like
wait
we'll
to
talk about Petrino and Spivak. Yeah, it's just it's a little bit of a landmine field.
Yeah.
But let's move on here. Let's talk. We got more lightweights on deck here. Mason Jones taking on Markel Medeiros. Matt, Mason Jones coming off this great fight against Axel Sola, a guy that's huge and he's a monster for this division. Mason Jones made him look terrible because Mason's really good at fighting. He's now taking on Medeiros, who just got a split draw with Chris Padilla at UFC 327, like we mentioned earlier. So I guess UFC's got him higher ranked internally because this one's on the main card, although I think that has to do with Mason. What do you think of Medeiros at plus 215, who's unbeaten in UFC?
Yeah, I think it's a little wide, but I just can't trust. I can't bet against Mason Jones, bro. He's a dog, you know? So, like, I just like distance in this fight. I like length, and I like it for the hit the scorecards. I was looking at this fight to go the distance in the cycle, but I'm not fully there yet. But I think both guys are a little bit underrated. I think it'll be a dogfight back and forth, and I just think I think the fight goes the distance, and I think Mason probably edges it out on the scorecards, but it's a close fight. I definitely think it's wide though on the money line here.
Bro, I feel like something's broken. Like I never am like the chalk guy, the beat the market guy. This fight is minus 150 or so to go the distance. You know what number I've got? Minus 277.
That's insane.
I just feel like Jones is not a guy that carries a ton of power. Medeiros is hard to hit, not really a knockout guy himself. Dude, I love this fight to go the distance. And then you don't even have to worry about which guy ends up winning, which Medeiros is in a lot of these slimy decisions. Mason's lost a couple of tough luck ones. It's like this line feels a little bit wide for a fight that I think is competitive on the cards as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely taking it. I think it's going to hit my cycle, but we'll see.
I think imagine how different these odds would look if Jones had lost to Sola and Medeiros had beaten Padilla like outright, like they announced it. It just feels a little bit like Mason coming off that awesome fight, and I get it. But like only UFC finish is Jeremy Stevens, and we saw Stevens looked in his last lightweight fight.
I'm sorry.
I
like how Medeiros went the distance with Taco, bro. That gives me more confidence.
I'm sorry. It was Oki was the one he finished. He actually went the distance with Jeremy Stevens.
Yeah. Jones looked good in that Oki fight, bro.
He did.
I think that's why we're seeing this price point. Just him winning the decision over Axel and then finishing Oki. I think that's why this is so wide, but I think it's a closer fight than the odds suggest.
I definitely agree with this comment we got that says Jones is going to wrestle. I've got him projected for 2.12 takedowns. So, like, I do think Jones is going to mix it up, and we've seen some guys have success, like notably Austin Hubbard, I think, won a round off Medeiros with takedowns. So, you know, that's the concern. But at this price point, I don't think Medeiros has a lot of finishing upside, and he's plus 440 on the card. So if you like him to win, feels pretty. You know what that feels like to me? That feels exactly like the Chidi and Joquani Reed last week, right? I gave it out on the show. I was like, if you like Chidi to win, he's plus 700 by points, and he's not going to finish Joel Alvarez. So it kind of feels like the same type of thing. Now, I didn't think Joel would fight the way he did in that spot, but I'm just saying I've been burned by Mason Jones before, man. Like the Ludovic Klein fight was not good for him. He got dropped in that fight, and maybe he's a different guy since coming back from Cage Warriors, but
I think he is for sure.
Yeah, I like Mason, so I have no opposition whatsoever if you go distance in the cycle, but I'm probably going to sprinkle Medeiros decision and split decision there.
Yeah.
But I like that fight. It's good.
The super chats reminder. We'll read them at the end of the show. I think there's 4 or 5 so far.
Yeah, we have 6 super chats. That is a 1 in 6 chance. The odds should be way lower than that because you could get.
We're still waiting on somebody to hit, bro. I put someone in for $50 every week this year, and nobody is smacked, boys. So maybe this is the week.
Right, your mentions are full of folks that are like, you never hit anything, and then we give you guys the opportunity. Come on here, make a great.
It's not easy to hit a long shot, is it?
No,
I don't think really anyone's hit that I haven't chosen either. Honestly,
no. If they have,
I don't know that for sure, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, if they have, we definitely are more than happy to hear it in the chat. If you come back and say, "Hey, you didn't pick my chat, and it was 40-1 last week," you know, we'll hear it. But we are very thankful we get enough of them that we don't remember. But let's let's take a look at this next one here, bro. A
go.
light heavyweight bout, and it's specific to specify that because these guys are both moving up from middleweight. We got Roman Dolidze taking on Reindeer de Ridder in a battle of 205 grapplers. Matty, I was actually just looking at this fight earlier today for Prize Picks. I think it's a really good one. Like, it's one of those fights where maybe Dolidze doesn't get a lot of respect anymore. RDR's over the hill, all of this nonsense, but I think it's a pretty good scrap. So what do you think of this matchup?
I think this is an amazing first matchup for RDR at light heavyweight, bro.
Do tell.
I mean, what's Roman Dolidze's win path? He's not that fluid on the feet, right? He packs a big punch for sure, but he's not a better grappler than RDR, you know. And it's a 3-rounder, so we don't have to worry about any crazy shit late. I love RDR this week. I think the odds are pretty accurate. I think he gets it done inside the distance. I'll tell you what, bro. Dolidze is good defensive grappling. That KO is staring at me. I think I texted you about this one.
Yeah, you did.
Price is incredible. Plus 600. So Bam Bam's been training at Top Team, which those of you guys that don't know, Rainer de Ridder left Kill Cliff and went to American Top Team. He literally told us on the pod yesterday that RDR striking is like really looks really good. He said he need Bam Bam in the fucking stomach, and he's still feeling it. Like, he's like, this guy's good on the feet. I think RDR is going to be a monster at 205. I'm really big on him at this weight class. He's just a massive guy. But Dolidze is durable, so there's an argument for like an RDR decision here in a 3-rounder. But I think I'm going to play the knockout at 6-1. I think the body shots, I'm pushing him up against the cage, landing big knees up the middle, elbows. I think he can TKO Roman Dolidze at 6-1 odds. I think that's an amazing price, bro.
Yeah, this is as split as we're gonna be all week. I like Dolidze here, dude. It's very me, right? But like I like knockout or decision for Dolidze at plus 360. You can take the sub out of there. He's not a guy that's done it in UFC anyway. So I'll take what is it? Almost $1 that I get for just KO decision. I actually kind of like the KO myself. I've got it plus 507. It's 7-1. I will say de Ridder's a guy that's been a little bit hittable, but maybe the speed increase at 205. I really don't know if the weight impacts this fight because they're both moving up. So they're almost the same kind of guy where they've kind of have a hard time picking. Is it 185? Is it 205? They're getting a little bit older, but my guy Peyton is ribbing me in chat about like, I knew you were going to be on Dolidze decision. It's like, I knew you were going to be on that sensible value play of a guy that clearly was in a horrible matchup against Christian Duncan last time out. Like, what was Dolidze supposed to do with Christian Duncan? And then he drowns to a prime Fluffy Hernandez because Fluffy's cardio just wearing on him the whole time, and Dolidze's like 37 years old. Like, I understand that as well, but to me, this is age-appropriate matchmaking. Dolidze's wrestling has been very good in a fight that I don't think he's going to be afraid to go to the ground with RDR for better or for worse. Like, if you don't believe me on Dolidze, I think the one thing I do like in this fight, bro, I like violence a lot. I've got it minus 204 to not go the distance. And like Dolidze's a guy that carries power. The couple older guys, they bend the distance. Like, I can't believe that de Ridder made the end of that Kyle Baralho fight because he ate some big shots in that fight. But like, I don't hate your de Ridder KO play. I've got it plus 651. So I'm almost right there in line with odds makers. So I don't mind that. I don't mind Dolidze by KO, and then I've got de Ridder sub plus 197. So I actually am showing value on that too. So I think de Ridder, like the submission tendencies off the chart. So this fight to not go the distance, if it were a longer number, I could have played it in the safe parlay. I still might.
I would much rather take RDR by finish than the fight to not go the distance. I don't think Dolidze is gonna. I mean, Brendan Allen finished RDR. What was that, round 4?
Yeah.
And he out-cardioed him. Like, I don't think Dolidze is going to be able to put away RDR in 3 rounds, dude, especially at 205 with him fully filled out. So, like, RDR by finish is minus 210. The fight to go the distance, bro. The fight to not go the distance is minus 120. That's a great number. What do you have in model?
I have minus 204, bro. My model's smoking crack on totals this week. Damn. And I'm not usually the violence guy.
Okay. I'm tripping. I'm like confusing myself. RDR not to win by finish is minus 210. I'm like, what am I looking at right now? So RDR to win by finish is plus 155, and then the fight to not go is minus 120. That makes more sense.
I've got RDR.
Funny on RDR by finish plus 155, bro. I would put like a full unit on that and then sprinkle the KO at 6-1. That's what I would do.
I've got plus 113 for RDR ITD.
Yeah.
That's a good number.
I love it.
I understand these guys have been the distance a lot, but they very much have tools to finish this fight.
Yeah.
They're a little bit older.
Yeah.
We got a Dodgers score update, 4-2 Dodgers in the chat.
Don't remind me, boys. It was 4-0.
Don't you have minus 1.5?
Yeah, but 4-0 versus 4-2, and then the Rockies have, the bottom of the ninth upside.
I'm a Rockies fan, bro. Don't worry. Hey, wait till you get to the bullpen. You'll be all right.
Baseball's brutal.
It is brutal. Speaking of brutal, why don't we move on to the co-main here?
Break this one down. I'm going to grab a beverage real quick.
Oh, okay. Maddie's going to grab a beverage. We'll see if it's the soft or the hard kind. But co-main event is this heavyweight bout. I got to be careful with that with Vitor Petrino. He's 3-0 since moving up to heavyweight, coming off a win over Steven Asplund. Taking on the polar bear here, Sergey Spivak, a heavyweight stalwart as a grappler here. I'm curious what you guys think about this fight in chat because I really don't know what public perception is. I know this fight is moving toward Petrino, but our odds aren't correct there. I've got Vitor. He's currently showing minus 160 with Spivak coming back around plus 124. Comment from Old Man 1760. What a terrible fight. I kind of agree. This one definitely has a path to being smelly. I would not put it past either of these. We got a comment from Ricky Underdog Barking. I do get it. I still don't know where I land with this one because I think about conceptually how these guys match up. It's like, I think Petrino is the faster, better athlete in all phases. Like, I think he's going to be better at distance. I think Petrino's going to be able to work off his jab. We saw him get the better of Asplund for a lot of that fight, who is a guy that I really respect at heavyweight, Matty and Asplund. So I feel very good about Petrino having a stand-up edge here. My concern is, does the guy that ended up falling ass first into an Anthony Smith guillotine rear his ugly head against Spivak? Because that would be super problematic in this particular matchup. So what do you think about Sergey? I mentioned the odds were about minus 160 on Petrino, but I don't quite trust it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Sergey's up to plus 130. I love Sergey here.
Wow. Okay, do tell.
Bro, go look at this guy's improvements in the striking. I think he's like underrated at this point with his striking. I mean, on paper, he outlanded was Waldo. It Cortez Acosta? Yeah. He lost that. I had a huge play on Waldo in that fight, and I guess everyone else was convinced he won on the scorecards, but, with judges, I was sweating. I thought Sergey looked very much improved in the striking department. I don't trust Vitor Petrino. I feel like he quits. He taps quickly. He fades late. He's been knocked out late. And then also, what's to say that Vitor Petrino, even if he knocks Sergey Spivak down, he could go into his guard and get submitted. We saw that. We saw Spivak off his back. Then he submit who was it he submitted? Marcin Tybura off his back in round one. I don't trust Petrino anywhere this fight goes. I think Spivak as a dog here is crazy. I think he should be like a minus 130 favorite for Sergey Spivak at heavyweight here. So I think the polar bear is being disrespected, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's interesting why that would be. We got an interesting comment from Simi is Steven Asplund should have finished Petrino. He did have hurt.
Tell me about it. It cost me $40,000, boys.
Wow.
Worst beat of my life.
Do you agree with this? Asplund is better than Spivak on the feet? I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say. He's just way more green, Like Spivak, bro, Spivak has been in there with
Aspinall, with Cyril Gahn, with Waldo.
I mean, I think this is the biggest step down for Spivak. You go from Cortez Acosta to Ante Delija. I mean, He's been in there with Cyril Gane, Almeida. Now, I know he got put away by Cyril Gane and Almeida, but I just think I don't trust. I don't know how anyone could trust Vitor Petrino at minus 160 here. I think that's crazy.
Well, I'm not going to have to. I will say that I've got Petrino minus 179, so I was right around where odds sat on Sunday, and it's actually getting there as well. But that's not overly surprised. I've told you the tough thing is that I'm carrying Petrino's light heavyweight stats in here, and they were very good. He's been a guy I've been very high on as a prospect, but he's still only 28. And like, I remember the guy that got his chin snapped around by Dustin Jacoby. Like, there are a lot of reasons why I don't trust Vitor Petrino particularly, but I think you have the right process here, which is if you like the Spivak play, you better be comfortable with him at distance because Petrino's takedown D has been very good, and I think his ability to sprawl and his ability to defend takedowns is very good. I'd be more worried about him getting his own neck snatched by a front choke than I would like Spivak taking him down and getting his back or anything like that.
I'd be worried about both.
Yeah, but Spivak's been in great shape. He used to come in around the limit. He weighed in, you see on our screen there, 251 in his last fight. So he's in improved shape, a little bit of that Walter thing there.
I love Sergey here, bro. I love him. He's my dog of the week for sure.
I like a longer fight. Like I've got Petrino decision plus 238. I think that Sergey's a tough guy to put away. I don't trust Petrino's BJJ. If I'm going to play Vitor, I think points sounds right at plus 320. Yeah. But I'm not super into him if you like Spivak. I'm not gonna talk you off it too hard.
Yeah, I love Sergey here, but Sergey by finish is plus 300.
Would you go sub or KO?
I love the sub at 6-1, but I'm just the finish is to me a great price. I mean, Vitor Petrino has been finished how many times now recently?
Well, Jacoby got him in the last minute or so, yeah, and then the Anthony Smith guillotine. Yeah. He's won every other fight in UFC.
Yeah, but like he should have been finished in round 1 against Asplund. Then it's Austin Lane and Thomas Peterson in the middle of that run.
Right.
What do you? I mean, fight ends by subs, kind of interesting.
Yeah, I've got it plus 368, so I'm probably going to be behind market there.
It's plus 350.
Okay, so close to in line. But I know that he was hurt in that fight by Asplund, but we saw Steven get a couple of knockdowns against Guilherme Pat, and like I don't want to discredit Petrino having a plus 31 striking differential against a very high volume, high output guy in Asplund. Like that is a very good result in a vacuum, I think, still for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is this tough to visualize Petrino by decision? I mean, we've seen Spivak in back-to-back, like slow, low volume kickboxing decisions. Is that really hard to visualize?
Yeah. I mean,
do I trust that Petrino's winning it? Not particularly, but the model likes Petrino's output at heavyweight.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's why I have it.
Is this third heavyweight fight? Fourth?
This is his fourth heavyweight fight.
Fourth, yeah.
And then, you look at some of the other ones, like the Modestas Bukowskis result hasn't aged with amazing grace. I guess Bukowskis got that horrible win over Christian Edwards.
Yeah.
Oh man, sad day. I forget that close fight he had with the pleasure man, Anton Turkai. One fight of the night when those guys fought.
Yeah.
My guy, Anton Turkai. I was not expecting that reference. Spivak can't finish a sandwich. You say that, and then he got Marcin Tybura with an armbar. Like, he's crafty, dude. He's crafty.
Yeah.
Vitor KO, hedge, Spivak money line. You get plus money on both of those. It's a very interesting fight. So, the one Petrino KO, I've got plus 287. So I would not play Petrino KO at the angle. Is what we got a question. I think that's a little short.
Yeah.
For a guy in Spivak that manages range well. But all right, buddy, you ready to move on to this absolute banger of a main event?
Let's go.
All righty. Really, it's Matty's two dudes at middleweight, man. This really doesn't get much more of a main event catered to him. We got Anthony Fluffy Hernandez taking on Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez. By the way, why is the name of this event not Fluffy versus RoboCop? What are we doing? These are like two of the most iconic nicknames in the entire sport. If they can put Korean Zombie up there, I want Fluffy versus RoboCop. But I digress. It's a great fight. Anthony Hernandez right now is about minus 175, minus 180 in that neighborhood. Let us know what you guys think, chat, because we haven't gotten a lot of input from you yet about this one. It's a kind of a polarizing fight in betting circles. Both guys can win. What do you think, Matty?
Bro, these are both my guys, man. You know what sucks is like I feel like this is the worst time to get Fluffy for RoboCop.
Sure.
Coming off a loss, the dude's a monster. Training with Sean Strickland and Extreme Couture. I guess he's just training there. Like he's not actually at that gym, but like he's getting better. We were talking about this on the Show Me the Money pod. I'd actually love to hear your opinion on this, Austin. Sure. What do you think the win rate is of a fighter that loses and then has the humility to train with the guy that just beat them? I bet you it's 80% on their next fight. We saw
that's interesting.
Sean Strickland lose against Peloton, trains with him. Now he's the champ. Who else have we seen do that? That they lose to a fighter and then they have the humility to go train with that fighter. I feel like it's always a good result when fighters do that because a lot of guys have egos and they're like, "Fuck that guy, he knocked me out. I want my rematch." Blah blah blah. But like the guys that go and lose to someone good and then say, "Oh, now I'm going to go learn from this guy," always come out and do well the next fight. I feel like. Tell me if I'm wrong, chat.
Can I give you the first example that popped into my mind?
Yeah.
Remember Michal Oleksiejczuk lost to Kyle Borralho and then started training him with
Perfect example. Yeah. Perfect example. So that's where I'm torn because I'm a big RoboCop believer. And he could definitely bink Fluffy early. There's no doubt. RoboCop's also become a lot more patient of a guy. He's very calculated on the feet. He's very powerful. The Jared Cannonier fight, I wouldn't say it was a red flag because, he kind of, I think we were texting about this. He kind of just expended all of his energy going for the finish. It's not like he really fades that much.
Yeah.
I think he actually has solid cardio overall, and I think you said that as well. But, yeah, I'm torn here, bro, because I just think Fluffy off the loss is a very tough out, so I'm very torn. I think the odds are about right. I don't really see value on either side.
Yeah, I certainly don't mind having Fluffy a favorite. I've got him minus 145, so I'm in no man's land when it comes to these money lines. It's especially since RoboCop's taken a tiny bit of money. You'll see plus 140 or so at most places right now.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, dude, what kind of tilted me over the edge in the official model. So my model looks like this: Fluffy sub, most common outcome plus 280. Then I got RoboCop KO plus 410, Fluffy KO plus 487, Fluffy decision plus 534. So it's a very split board. Gives respect to the fact RoboCop has never been submitted. And Hernandez is not a guy that carries a lot of early power. I got to tell you, in theory, that sub decision on RoboCop is what stands out in the model. Would be crazy. But I do want to say that 18-1 sub, people don't know RoboCop has that black belt in his back pocket because all he does is stand and bang. Dude, Fluffy better be very careful on those entries because I think it is something that RoboCop has in his body. How many dudes have shot on RoboCop?
You get the late cardio edge too if Fluffy gets his back late and he's ground and pounding him. And, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities that Fluffy submits RoboCop.
No, not at all. Especially when he's shown that tendency. But the selling point of what I think pushed me onto RoboCop here. RoboCop landed 28 body shots against Kopilov. He landed 21 body shots against Cannonier. I know Fluffy's been training and getting better with Strickland, dude, but I think he's got a real problem taking shots to his midsection. We saw even early in the Pereira fight that he took one that was there was a visceral reaction to it. If RoboCop is able to hit his body, dude, with how hard he swings early, I think RoboCop might be able to take him out of there particularly early. So it's a real concern that I have it compared to the way the odds look now. It's why I leaned RoboCop at the price, but I haven't bet him. And I do want to bet RoboCop pre-flop if I decide to do it because Fluffy's going to take over late, and I don't think I don't think RoboCop's betting line is going to get better if he's actually got a chance to win the fight than it will be before the start of the fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair. RoboCop round 1 KO is plus 650, and that's the same price as Fluffy. Who in the world is taking Fluffy round 1 KO at plus 650? I thought it would be 12-1.
Is that an injury to RoboCop? Like
I mean, that's insane, bro.
That's insane.
That's the worst price number I've ever seen. RoboCop round 1 plus 650, round 2 plus 1,000, round 3 plus 1,500, and then Fluffy 3, 4, 5 is 8-1, 10-1, 12-1. Fluffy's one of those guys that like the number doesn't progress that much as you go up the rounds. I've seen it go backwards before. I've seen Fluffy like 9-1. Like I've seen him like 10-1, 9-1, 8-1. Like it's insane. You never see that in MMA where like the round props get shorter as it goes. I mean, that just shows you Fluffy just takes over late.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question about this because you're my resident Fluffy expert? Yeah. Is this closer to the Strickland matchup for him or Dolidze matchup?
Dolidze.
You think? Okay. Do
you? In what regard? You mean stylistically?
Yes, because like, do you?
For sure. Because Dolidze is more of like a strong physical guy with power, and then Strickland's more of like a technical defensive guy that you're gonna, kind of spar with for a few rounds.
But ultimately, Dolidze's problem is that he had no answers to Fluffy sort of wrestling around his legs. Do you think RoboCop might have those same issues here, or like? We just haven't seen hardly anybody shoot on RoboCop, so I really don't know what it looks like.
Plus, Fluffy's, I mean, we saw how hesitant he was to shoot on Sean Strickland.
Yeah.
Like, he's not like a Hamzat where he can grab a body lock and get you down. Like Fluffy needs to, like, I don't know. I don't see him taking RoboCop down unless RoboCop's tired. I don't think Fluffy can take him down in round 1. I mean, maybe he can, but like RoboCop gets right up like an Ian Gary where he's like his get up game's so fast,
Yeah.
Guys, we see this all the time though. When people aren't threatened by a takedown, it's easier to get it against them. If you're fighting a wrestler, then you're worried about it and you're defending. Like I think that's why Kopylov was able to get a take. Did he get multiple takedowns? I thought he got one.
He got 2, but I haven't rewatched that fight yet this week. But one of the things that I assume, only 35 seconds of control. I assume they were like trips or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fluffy's a very different type of wrestler where he just gets on your legs and just annoys you constantly.
Yeah. I think like it almost feels like you're going to see the Islam Gary type of fight early where RoboCop's just standing his ground like Ian Gary was, and Fluffy's just like staying defensively sound and striking in and out with him and waiting for the takedown. Like I feel like you're going to get that type of vibe in this fight early.
Yeah. I also think that if Fluffy shoots in, like we saw Brendan Allen have early top time in that fight, I think this might be a blasphemous statement, but I think RoboCop is a more controlled, better like wrestler than Brendan Allen is. Like I feel like RoboCop is more intelligent, like with how he moves in those sequences. Like Allen is wild.
RoboCop's not even going to think about wrestling, bro.
No, but what I mean is like maybe reversing position. Maybe he's able to get top if like, or maybe like get onto the back if Fluffy really sprawls to the legs or something like that. It's like I think all of us know if this fight starts the 3rd round, Hernandez is in a really good position to win. Like I think and probably find the finish. Now I will say RoboCop's a tough out. I do feel pretty good about his cardio, especially like wrestling. Go back and watch that Duncan fight, which I did watch. Man, he worked hard for all 3 rounds in that fight, and it didn't feel like he was out of gas or anything like that. I feel good about his cardio, other than the dump against Cannonier, where really he was going for the finish. And
decision's the longest outcome for him,
and I think it's possible. Yeah, I do think it's possible, but
yeah, fuck. It's a very tough fight, boys. I'm very torn on it. I think RoboCop could hurt him to the body, though. Guys, that's what we do on the fucking show is we yap. If you don't want to watch them, don't watch, boys.
We would not be yapping, I think, if we really weren't trying to work through this together, because it is a brutal fight to like handy. Like I think that people say Fluffy's a lock or RoboCop round 1 KO. I really don't think it's that easy. There are a lot of factors you have to weigh. it's a great fight. I can't wait to watch it. But why don't we build some parlays / rip some cards, brother?
Yeah, let's do it. Here, why don't we rip cards first since people have been waiting?
You don't want to do the super chat first?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let's play a quick King of the Hill with our super chat. See what we got. We got Robot Cop. I assume that's Rodriguez money line. Padilla money line. Spivak sub is 33-1 at Hard Rock. Will you take anything in the main event?
Oh man, keep that one to the side for sure.
Okay, cool. RoboCop KO Jones sub. That's Mason probably win KO 25-1 or so.
I'm out. I can't get there on the Jones sub.
Yeah, Jones sub is wild. Petrino KO, Dyer sub, Judice Chavez goes the distance.
No way I'm taking Petrino KO.
And make sure to put the odds in there if you send us one there. Just we gotta have the odds in there. AO, what up, Daniel? He gives us Chanel Dyer KO, Dorsainville sub, and Chris Taco Padilla decision.
Keep that one too.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. We'll go through here. Chanel Dyer decision, McVeigh KO, RDR sub is 23-1 on Novik.
Not bad, but I'm out on that.
Okay, yeah, this is a strong showing by you guys so far. RDR sub, Mason Jones fight goes the distance, RoboCop KO, 19.5-1 at Hard Rock.
Keep that one too.
Yeah, this is almost
I would maybe adjust that to RDR finish.
Oh, okay. I mean, you got wiggle room to do so. Still happen to be a long shot. Appreciate the support here from our guy, Jay Money. We should have got the W. Dern was so close. She was indeed so close. That cycle has been so painfully close. So it's right around the corner. But we got Chanel Dyer, KO, Mason Jones decision, RDR sub, 18-1 from our guy, Mariano.
I'm going to pass on it, but that's not bad.
The Dyer fight is crazy, and we've seen it a few times so far. Yeah. Padilla decision, Fluffy Hernandez sub, Radar. I assume that's RDR. RDR KO, 91-1.
Oh, man. I like
you love two of those.
I like 1 and 3. Keep that one to the side.
Can I suggest an amendment if we choose it?
Hernandez
RoboCop and sub.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I took it.
Let's go. I'd be on board then. How about this one? We do have a 1-2-3. Lehion round 1 KO, Judice round 2, Mason round 3 KO. It's 162-1. Creative from our guy.
I'm out.
And then Dyer KO, main event either KO, and then Padilla over 1.5 is 11-1.
No, I'm out.
Yeah, a lot of Dyer love. And then how about this one as well? 22x, man, some European odds there. Taco decision, main event ends KO, and RDR deletes A ends sub.
I'm out.
Yeah. All right. So we really had two at the top of what we got here. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is Gage Young decision, Kennedy KO, Spivak sub, no odds though from our guy.
I'm gonna pass on it.
Yeah, so we really had two winners here. We had RoboCop ML.
One more.
Man, you guys are flying in to get it. We got Douglas round 1 KO, Dyer KO, RoboCop KO, went under half round.
I like it, but you didn't put the odds in, so I'm out.
Yeah, we gotta have the odds, guys. If we're gonna throw them in there. RDR sub is free.
32-1. Yeah. I do kind of like that. I'm a pass, but it's a good try.
It is a good try. So the two you told me to keep to the side were this one: RoboCop moneyline, Padilla moneyline, Spivak sub. It's 33-1 if you just tie all those together. And then
I'm gonna skip that one just because if I took RoboCop, it's gonna be on a win path. I can't take him on the money line.
Okay, and then this was the other one you had me bookmark: Dyer KO, Dorsainville sub, Padilla decision.
There was another one. There's a third one. I thought. No.
Yes. It was this one: Padilla decision, right. Hernandez sub, RDR KO, and then I asked you to change it too.
Go back to the second one. I might have to play that.
Stand the man sub, bro.
Because of the cycle too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Let me just take a look real quick. Dyer TKO.
That's a big number. Could you play Dyer ITD instead? Like, do you
It goes
really want to
from,
go KO with Elise Reed being a white belt?
goes from plus 125 to minus 150. Hold on, let me see what it is as this first.
Okay.
Stan Sub, where's he at? He's on the prelims. And then decision is Padilla. That's a prelim parlay, right? Wow. Prelim cycle.
Dang.
I see 52 to 1 on Hard Rock. All right, he's in. I'm putting him in for 100. Or
All right,
for 50,
and
50, I'm in for 50.
and that's a fresh face.
I'm putting 200 on that to win 10K. So he's in for 50. Daniel, you're in for 50, bro.
To win a couple grand. We love to see it, dude.
Yeah, 50 would pay him 2,500.
I think in the safe parlay, bro, I gotta go Medeiros Jones with an over.
Yeah.
That fight over 1.5 is minus 375, which feels crazy. Like even the gas out angle, if you take that away. Your optimism on Spivak is going to keep Petrino out of the safe parlay, which is what my model wants me to do.
Good. Spivak is a fucking whale, bro.
I would not feel comfortable against a guy as talented as Petrino. Even though I don't trust him, I wouldn't really want to make a big play against him in this spot.
Guys, while Austin's building the safe parlay, drop your collectibles username in the chat. Dodgers are 4-2 in the 7th, bro. Nothing is fucking easy. It's gonna be sweaty. Drop your usernames in the chat, guys. Edo Mac just dropped his in. Drop your.
I had an epiphany, dude, but it's gonna require a point spread, so I'm on it.
Your safe parlay could just be the 3 whales by knockout.
And if you've heard me say anything this week, I feel like that is far from safe.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just kidding.
I know. I still think I was like, who's gonna sell the round 1 KO bar? I figured it out during the show, dude. Douglas, it's 2-3 KO, and that's where everyone's gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, that is it. Oh, beautiful. Cinematic. Okay. I got and this one will require DraftKings or a couple of other sites. Bet365 has these as well if you're in a legal betting state. I'm going Medeiros Mason Jones over 1.5 rounds. We both like the total there. And Carly Judy's minus 3.5 points. So dominant decision or KO or finish.
What's the price or what's the total price?
Minus 110.
Sign me up.
I love that.
I would actually feel that if I had a point spread.
Yeah. We'll get you one. You never tail the safe parlay. It's not what you do, bro. That's not.
Oh, no.
It's not.
I can't jinx you, bro.
Well, unfortunately, you know who did me in last week was who was it last week that did me in with the safe parlay? Because it wasn't Alvarez. He sold my other one.
I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember who too. I was so it was the Gore Luque fight, dude, going the distance. That made me sick to my absolute stomach with the submission.
Tell me about it, bro. Yo, that you saw my 2-legger.
Right.
I had that fight to end by sub, and then I had a plus 450 fight to end by sub. What was the plus 450 one? It was like a few fights later. Remember?
The plus 450 one to end by sub a few fights later. I'm trying to think back now.
It was a fucking whale, bro.
Yeah, it was just
Stolfist, thank you. Remember
yes.
I'm not going to the fight, bro. Not this weekend. Yeah, I had Stolfist Mansoor ends by sub and Luque Gore ends by sub. That was as surgical as it gets, bro. And it missed.
You know what's funny? Really, Stoltzfus bailed me out of a horrible night. But you, the very first thing you said in our breakdown last week was you loved that fight to end sub at plus 450.
I couldn't believe.
And the cycle stayed alive because one of your cycles stayed alive because you took Wells oral buy ends by sub because it was just 20 cents, and then Jeremiah got the front choke.
Bro, it was insane.
Really, if we've done anything, we may not hit all of our angles here, but if we educate you guys to a point where maybe you take the 20 cents for a round play instead of round KO or whatever, like you never know what can happen in a cage fight like this. So it's just absolutely crazy. But all right, let's rip some cards before we get these guys out of here.
Bro. Pick someone.
Okay, let's see. How about this? My guy Boogsy 1054.
All right, Big Z. This is a $60 free pack for you, bro.
What do we got here? Alonzo Metafield, PSA 10. That's a nice card, dude.
For $90 card. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah. Who is Metafield fighting? He's got a prospect fight next.
He's got a fucking monster matchup. Who is it?
Baranowski. He's got Baranowski next up.
All right, boys. Here's what we're doing. I'm gonna rip someone a 150 pack. You gotta comment with a super chat with your collectibles username. This is a $150 pack, so it's worth a $2 gamble in the super chat. Let's see. We'll pick one of the first 3 people to do it. Austin will pick them at random. Comment your collectibles username with a super chat, and this is a $150 pack. If no one comments, it's got to be a super chat, boys. If no one
comments, it's going to me.
Yeah, that's going to Austin. 30 seconds, boys. At this rate, a super chat is going to be worth 150. There we go.
There we go. Hold on.
All right, we need one more super chat, and then Austin will pick somebody.
I'm just I'll do a quick one to.
There it is. There it is, bro.
Hold on.
Damn,
one second. Our number 2 got number 2 comment. Old Mandel.
Is
that spelled correctly? Old Mandel. It's a $150 card. By the way, this goes really well for helping our show out. It really helps us find new people.
This $2 investment could get him hundreds and hundreds of dollars back.
Yeah, maybe it's at least going to be like 70 to 80. So it's like, okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I had your collectibles username right. And by the way, feel free to reach out to me on X or on Instagram at aswame3 if you have a card and you're not sure where it is. I can try to walk you through it on collectibles and see if you can get it.
All right,
here we go.
Super shot.
Our guy, Old Man. Let's get him a good one.
This could be huge.
Yair Rodriguez, man. That's a sick looking card with the knee, dude.
That's a fucking monster. $100 card for $2. Let's do one more, bro.
Another gold one?
One more gold one. Super chats come in.
All right,
all right, so this guy's going to be eligible. Everyone that submitted a super chat will be eligible except the guy that already won. So
okay.
We'll give you guys 30 seconds on the super chats, and then Austin will pick one person. Can anyone name the last Yair fight? The last fight I remember was Volkanovski. Who the hell else did he fight?
Was it Ortega? Did he get subbed by Ortega in his last fight? Oh no, it was Pitbull. It was Patricio Pitbull.
That's right. All right, we got another one.
Okay.
Edo Mac. It's got to be a super chat, boys. XX Empire, or is that who we just ripped?
Nope.
No. YV Davey. Nano 24 is in the mix.
All right, I'm rolling it at 8.
All right, pick one.
These are the diehards here. I got contestant number 3, so that is going to be our gentleman here.
Bang!
10 Izaka.
Oh, I thought that was a home run. It was a double.
For the Dodgers?
Dodgers.
10 Izaka, you won the random number generator, so congratulations. The fortune favored you.
Oh, I thought there was someone on base, bro. It's a 2-out double. Probably won't mean shit. 2 outs, 1 on second.
I told you, you got to have faith in the Rockies bullpen to not convert some of those situations.
I mean, if I could just get one more run of cushion, then I'll feel good about it. But sure. I don't feel like 4-2, you know.
Is this at Coors Field or Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, it's at Rockies.
Oh, jeez.
All right, boys. Who's this for?
I got our guy 10 Izaka. The number generator.
$5 investment for a $150 pack. It doesn't get better than that.
All right, let's see what we got. We got a Ilya Taporia PSA 10 $210 card.
Bro,
Oh my goodness.
That's probably like a $500 to $700 card if you get that signed.
That's an unbelievable hit.
That's crazy, bro.
Especially since Taporia is coming back for his belt. Well done.
That's insane.
Great card. I'm glad we went out on a good one there.
And guys, as we're wrapping up the show, check out the Whatnot page. They're actually breaking live right now. Can you guys see this?
Oh man, I see it. He's ripping right now.
Right here in my office, they're breaking live cards right now. This is on whatnot.com/Homa Fight Breaks, boys. Or if you just download the Whatnot app and search Homa Fight Breaks. Damn it, Dodgers just grounded out. End of the top of the seventh.
I'll have to bid a spot, see if I can get an Aaron Blanchfield card.
Yeah, you're good.
Read this to the show, bro.
It's only bad about that frame.
Let's see what he rips real quick.
Santos, Macy, one stuck to the Macy. Yeah,
Macy chest on.
You have that pile of everything you sleeve? You have everything you sleeve? Let's show them real quick. Sterling.
That's
Protest.
That is Protest. You got to run next door and grab that.
I need to buy.
I got my boy working. All the oranges and reds already sleeved.
Maddie, when are you breaking? We got a question in the chat. When are you breaking?
I'm breaking Friday with Jason Anik, boys.
Oh, let's go. And also Cycle coming out Friday. I will have my previews, both prelim and regular card coming out this weekend for UFC Sacramento. Also, keep it tuned. We'll have Contender Series week 3 next week as well. So much good stuff. Make sure you follow Homo Fight. Follow myself at Swaim3. He is at Matty Betts with 2 S's. You can't miss him. You probably subscribe to all his stuff in his Telegram and all of those wonderful things already. We appreciate you guys joining us for our UFC Sacramento breakdown. I know it's not an off week next week. I think it's an Apex, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh no, dude, it's China. It's Umar and Song Yadong next week.
Oh my god, bro! Please, Song Yadong, spark him, bro. We've seen Umar get tagged before, bro. Song Yadong hits like a truck, dude.
Oh man, Song is plus 350. I'm sorry, I'll spoil the main event already. Sign me the fuck up at that number. I know the model's gonna like Song at that price.
That's a crazy price, bro.
That's great. Song's got great balance. He's a great athlete. Yeah, we'll talk about that main event more. For a 2 a.m. card in China, what could possibly be better? But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Eastern, Central?
2 a.m. Central, so 3 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, wow. I'm staying up for that. I'm not going to sleep. That's pointless.
Probably the better move than trying to sleep and wake up.
My rule is if it's after 5 a.m., I go to sleep. If it's before 5 a.m., I stay up. That's
probably going to be a DVR for yours truly. A nice thing on Paramount, I can just get caught up through all the bullshit, the commercials, and things like that. I'm a lame-o with a wife. I'm sorry. I try to keep it going, but I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing to the channel, hyping up the YouTube videos. We appreciate all the super chat and support as well. Really helps our show grow and find more people. But until next week, guys, hope all your bets catch and have a good one.
Peace out, everybody.